Why not? So, hello everybody. If you haven't tuned in yet, you're going to be seeing it on replay. This bit anyway. So I hope you've had an incredible week. Let me just sort myself out a bit. Trying to center myself like that. So today, I'm so excited because today we're talking about vibration. And yeah, we are a couple of minutes on, so I'm going to try and just sort of like slow my vibration down so that we can time 2 more minutes. But today we are talking about vibration. I've had a week. I've had an interesting week. So for me, well, vibration is everything to me. It's absolutely everything. It's how I live my life. It really is. It's just having that flow and just embracing that flow and feeling that energy and letting it all just flood out and carve its way through the stone into what will be. So I just let my vibration just go free. But this week I had one day. It's been an interesting week, as I said. I've had one day this week when I woke up and I was just not in the mood. You know, one of those days, like, I don't get a lot of them, to be fair, but I woke up and I was just feeling just like that, like what, like that. And so I wanted to snap out of it because I had to do my motivational minute. I didn't want to do it really in a bad vibration. I wanted to kind of like raise it. So I felt when I looked deeper into myself, because that's what I had to do. Firstly, I put on a music, the song that I really liked, and that helped me to raise my vibration. It really did, and it lifted it a little bit. But that day, I just felt trapped, and I felt like I just wanted to go to a beach, or I just wanted to go and speak to people and communicate and just to get an interaction and just mental stimulation. And I just needed communication so badly. And yeah, I could pick up the phone, and I know I could, and that would have helped to a bit, but I just wanted a physical energy as well, which is also part of vibration. I just needed that. And because when I looked deep into how I was feeling at the time, I was just, the music was lifting me, but there was still this like a hole in my belly. It was just a hole in my belly that it just felt empty. And when I explored that further, that's when I just realized that it was that trapped feeling. How could I heal that trapped feeling? What was that trapped feeling about? Oh, it was about the communication. It was about sitting with another person that I loved and I trusted, so that we could just be and just talk and just put the world to rights, because we need to do that sometimes. And so what I did, I wrote a few texts to people that in my bubble, as you could, because now you're allowed to sit in a garden with someone else and socially isolate. Great, but it's better than nothing. I'm going to take every little bit as it comes. And anyway, so it ended up with my sister, and she texted me back. And funnily enough, she hadn't had any pupils that day because she's a teacher. She teaches piano and trumpet, so she's a really good teacher. And she goes, "Oh, I haven't got any pupils today." She said, "You can come around and sit with me in our garden." And I thought, and Ethan can go around there too. So it's brilliant. So I went around there about 12 o'clock, and we sat for about 5 hours and just chatted. And it was lovely weather, and I felt the heat on my skin, and I could just breathe, and I could be with my sister and just talk and connect and have that interaction that I needed, that I craved for so badly that day. And after that 5 hours, when I went home, I just got reset. I was reset and ready to go again. I got my spark back, because I lost my spark that day, and I hate losing my spark. I need to get a match and just shove it there and just light it, you know. So that's what I had to do. So thankfully my sister, and it just all melted into a lovely thing. So that, to me, that vibration is how I had to raise vibration. And there are so many ways of raising your vibration, so many different ways, incredible ways. And we're going to discuss everything right now. But that's just one of them, which is communication. And And also singing and sound for me is very important, because that vibration, music healing vibration, all the, you can have binaural beats and things like that that they're meant to really help with slowing you down and connecting, and that's all to do with vibration, what the universe is sending out to you, the sounds of things. Like, I love being by the water. I've mentioned it before. I love being in the sea and surrounded by the sea and be by the ocean. And it's the sound of the waves. It's the sound. It's that energy of just peaceful, constant roll of the waves, that crashing of the waves, that it just pushes out an energy to me, that I feel so on a deeper level. So yeah, vibration to me is incredibly important. Singing as well, as like I say, I'll go on stage and I'll sing, and it's just like a release. I get paid to like literally release my emotions. It's fabulous. Well, maybe not this year, but you know, generally. So yeah, and doing a job that I love, when I'm connecting with the crowd and I'm connecting with that energy and I'm sending out the good vibrations and I'm receiving them back in, and that's a powerful feeling, you know. And even on a smaller basis, when you do the one-to-one with people and like you're chatting amongst people and amongst you guys, that vibration that it gives me, that connection, is just so important to me as a human and as a soul, because I thrive on that. I really do. So they are really important things to me. I'm going to throw it out now to talk about all different kinds of vibrations, because there's so many and it excites me. The completion of doing something as well, that excites me too. So I love it. Right. So I'm going to go to Aaron first. You were with me first.
All right. Thank you. I jotted down something you said. Snapping out of it is kind of a crucial part, isn't it? When you recognize that something is not going well, you got up, you know, on the wrong side of the bed, and then you have an array of tools in your possession that you can use. And okay, listening to your intuition, what do I need? And you chose connecting, and there's a whole bunch of ways, as you mentioned. Last year, towards the end of the year, I released like a 10 series of raise your vibration, like video series, because of this, because I was really fascinated by this. So the 10 tools I mentioned, the ways, was gratitude, just quickly running you through it. Second was kindness. Third, meditation or being present. Fourth, walking in nature. Fifth, exercise, and then positive self-talk or affirmations, outcome-based self-talk, connecting, raising other people's vibrations, and taking new actions. And the 10th was music. And Danielle is the expert on this, but I did my research, and apparently music is the fastest way to raise your vibration, the fastest. So yeah, I tried myself, turning on my favorite music when I was feeling low, and instantly, like, boom. So
it works.
Yeah. So I kind of want to highlight music. I want to highlight gratitude. That's also an instant. This week I was feeling a bit low one of the mornings, and I just said, okay, what are the 10 things I'm grateful for in life? And really feel it. And it quickly raised my vibrations. And I want to highlight also exercise. That's been a major part of my life. And I know if nothing is working, if I go out for a run or do a quick session, it just completely changes me, changes my vibration. I'm on a high vibration frequency, and I'm in a better position to think creatively or being more resourceful. It is those, different chemicals being produced in your brain, and you have a calmer brain afterwards. Yeah. So it's very beneficial.
And it's dancing as well. Dancing is exercise.
Oh yeah,
music, dancing, connection.
probably the best combination, that one.
Unless you're like me and you can't dance.
Yeah. Well, same here, trust me. But also with the words, yeah, I wanted to actually grab this one because when you talk to yourself, everybody has their, inner chatter, blah, blah, blah. And it's good to be aware how negative words vibrate on a slower frequency, whereas positive words vibrate at a much higher frequency.
Interesting.
So the stuff you talk to yourself, the things you talk to yourself about, has a major impact on your overall state of being. And so choosing your words, positive words, empowering words, talking about your compelling future, what you're excited about, really raises the vibration. Those positive words really put you in a higher vibrational frequency. And once you are on that frequency, you attract the similar energy, right? Because like attracts like. So you're going to be attracting people who operate on the same vibrational frequency, like all of you. And then you attract the same sort of events into your life. So going into the spiritual aspect of vibrations, it's just a win-win when you're working on this.
Yeah, lovely, very lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you,
I'm
Aaron.
gonna end this.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Thanks, Aaron. Absolutely. Right. So before I go to Lena, I'm going to go to Lena next. But I wanted to say as well, this morning I was speaking to Ethan, my son, and I was saying to him, because when he plays this Fortnite game. All the kids play this Fortnite, right? I don't know what Fortnite is, but they all play it. And he gets so het up, like he's so talk about vibration, if giving out either positive or negative, it's like extreme. So I said to him, I said, Ethan, what is it about Fortnite that you like? I said, how does it make you feel? I said, do you really enjoy it? And he goes, well, yeah. I said, so what parts of it do you enjoy? What is it about it that you're enjoying? And he goes, being with my friends. I said, oh, it's being with your friends. Okay. I said, so how does that make you feel? He goes, really good. He goes, because I'm speaking to them and I can be with them. I said, that's brilliant. I said, so what is it about Fortnite that you like? And he goes, well, I can be with my friends. I said, but how's the game? He goes, oh, it's okay. I said, oh, it's okay, isn't it? So it's not raising your vibration, is it? It's not making you, excited and happy all the time. It's kind of, I said, how about if you maybe spoke to your friends and maybe there's a different game that would get, where you could learn from and do things together with, and it'd be still the same connection. And he was like, And he goes, well, but he goes, Manuel, one of his friends, Manuel won't like it. He said, Manuel, I said, but maybe you can educate Manuel and he might like it. I said, maybe you can be the leader and direct them to this happy place rather than the place where, well, what comes out of his mouth, it's quite funny, actually. You could do a sitcom on it. But yeah, so I've kind of planted the seed in his head. So I'm going to try and keep pushing that seed and see if I can get him onto a more positive vibration level with the games. So with his friends, because I get that his friends, that's his connection to the outside world, and he must miss them so much. I mean, goodness, I know I do, but he's even, he's young and he's like losing out on that social interaction, the connection, which raises his vibration. So all of those things, I totally get it, but it's just steering him onto the right platform without being shouted down. He's 10 going on 18, as it do. But okay, so Lena, my love. Morning, darling.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So great to be here. Always fun
Always,
to
yeah.
and share the space with you guys, like-minded people. I wanted to start with a quote from Albert Einstein that I find quite interesting. He says, we are slowed down sound and light waves, a walking bundle of frequencies tuned into the cosmos. We are souls dressed up in a sacred biochemical garments, and our bodies are the instruments through which our souls play their music. And that is an Albert Einstein quote. This guy was ahead of his time, like quite a few years ahead of his time.
Incredible.
Some people only get him now.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say about frequency, touch a little bit on what you said, and as well as what Aaron said, is it is a vibration, and frequency is, there needs to be a match. So if to get to a desirable state, that doesn't mean people, it's daunting to think that you should always be positive or negative. And people can get trapped and lost in on the blah blah. Oh, am I positive? And is that negative? Or can't judge. But the truth is always in a balance. Because if you vibrate too high, a high vibration is energy span fast, and then you're no longer dressed in the biochemical garment. If you spin so fast, your frequency's changed.
Mm.
So it's very good to vibrate high. There are truths and there are things that you need, and there are resources that you need from there. But that doesn't mean what goes high comes down and what comes down comes up. There's always balance, always balance. Anything in extreme brings you, that is also touch a little bit on real psychological problems with where any extreme characters, extreme highs and extreme lows, it gives you kind of understanding of what vibration looks like in a real world. And for real people that need to just know how to, on a day like yours, don't feel like doing anything really. And that's okay. But it's okay to have a day where you don't feel like anything, and consciously make a choice that is a day you give to music, a lot more enjoyable, or a day where you don't feel like anything and rather let your mind run you, telling you, well, now I have no reason to wake up, kind of thing. Or, that's the extreme as well. But people are often somewhere in between on those days. And raising frequency, going back to Aaron, with music and dance, there is a scale of where words and experiences on earth vibrate, and anger is lower frequency. So if you're angry, the chances of you encountering another angry person are extremely high. Yeah. Extremely high. If you are, you don't have to be happy all the time, but you can be all the time, then the chances of encountering opportunities and experiences that are pleasant and enjoyable are a lot greater. And for me, it's more for every single individual to kind of pay attention to their own internal body, what their body teaches them, what their body says. And if it's lie in bed and the world is an awful place, you like fake it till you make it. Well, yes, the world is an awful place, but let me see if there's a nice tree outside, or talk yourself out of it somehow. Or while you're busy. I remember when I used to get into running, I remember I would set myself, I'm going to get up and run now, and that's it. For me to set myself up for a success, because I know I can talk myself out of it, because it's either cold or do I really have the time or whatever. And then you're miserable, oh, but I didn't do it, and and all that kind of stuff you talk about yourself. I would set my running shoes and my running gear ready. It's out, it's ready. And then, okay, it's time to get up. And then the internal talk, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. Well, and then as I talk this in my head, I'm up, 1 foot down, second foot down, 1 foot forward, the second foot forward. But then put 1 foot in a shoe, second foot in a shoe, put those pants on, put that t-shirt on, walk out the door. And at the back of my mind is like, oh, do you really want to do it? What I've noticed is, I've actually consciously paid attention to that, is usually you walk away and then it's like something is not so great in your day and there's a challenge you're facing that you don't really know the answer to, I walk away with that internal talk, but I walk away. I walk out and I start running. There is never a switch where, oh, there's a flip the switch kind of thing. Mm. However, within a few minutes, when the chemicals get going, and that is how, this is the language your body is talking to you with, is your thoughts are solutions rather than challenges you're facing. And it just switches like this. There is no time limit or do it for 10 minutes or do it for 10 kilometers, whatever that minutes that takes you. Brain just goes challenge, problem, oh my God, solution.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to experience. And that could be music, it could be playing a piano, it could be anything that is higher frequency. With all the things that, all 10 things that Aaron mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's it from me.
Oh, I loved it. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Don. And also, I'm going to go to Kate in a second. What came to mind as well is vibration as a tool, as in a vibrating chair. So if you're sitting in a chair or a baby rocker that vibrates as well, which soothes and calms, you know, and a vibrating bed, which is just luxury. And you're just lying there and your whole body is just going back to that baby state where you're just feeling calm and relaxed, and any tension is just falling right out of your body because that vibration, the constant pull and push on your body, which is just settling your vibration. And I think that's a powerful thing as well, the vibration of physical vibration. What other what else vibrates? Like your phone, I suppose your phone vibrates. What else? Well, let's not go there actually. It's 11 o'clock. Moving swiftly on. Kate, follow that.
Yeah, how do I follow that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk about vibration. To me, it's like it's energy, as we've all sort of talked about that as well. So for me, it's like if I'm feeling low, and there's nothing wrong with low because that can be very peaceful and grounded and stable. And you know, when I'm doing my tax return, I need to be quite grounded and stable and clear thinking. But if I really want energy, then for me, yeah, music's a big one. You know, I've got my playlist, which is just all uplifting stuff. And if I, you know, first thing in the morning, put that on, and then, you know, I'm in a great spirit for the rest of the day already. And that thing of flow, I love that flow thing, because what stops energy? Because we've all got this energy. It's part of it's in us, but it's everywhere, isn't it? Everything's made of energy. Every atom is just made of energy. So that energy is all around us. And so we can tap into that wherever we want to. Some of us use nature. I'm a big proponent of just being out in nature. And to me, that I get a lot of energy from that. And people too, I was talking to some friends last night, was saying, because with the shutdown thing, we weren't allowed to sort of meet people. But for me, just driving through a town with lots of people in it was enough for me to build up energy. You know, I get energy because I'm quite an extrovert personality. So that means I get my energy from outside, whereas introverts tend to get their energy from inside. So I need outside help to get energy in. And so connecting with people, even like online today, like with you guys, you know, that energizes me more. And the worst thing in the world for me is to be stuck in the middle of nowhere on my own. You know, I need other people around me, but more and more I'm using not just people, but just everything around me. You know, even just a rock or something like that, there is energy in that too. It's made of electrons too. So sunshine's a big one for me too. And the sea, as we talked about the sea before, and just being by the sea is very energizing for me, and also calming too at the same time. And I think there is something about this flow, when you let the energy just flow through you, because you're not blocking it. That's the key, isn't it? What's blocking it? Is it something going on up here? Is it something in here where you're sort of protecting yourself from something, stealing yourself, putting armor on, you know, how are you stopping this energy just flowing? Because the natural state is for our energy to flow, for our bodies to heal themselves, for our minds to be clear and creative, and for us to connect with others. So anytime that we're not doing that, that's blocking our energy, making us feel ill, making us be, you know, not great to be around with other people, because as we know, our energy affects everyone else's and everyone's energy affects us. So like you used your sister's energy to bring you up, you know, great. And we know that our beliefs and the way we think have a big effect on how well our bodies are, our well-being generally. And so if you have some sort of illness, then, you know, how am I blocking this energy flowing to just let this happen and heal itself? So I think our thinking, our beliefs, all of this stuff, all the stuff that we work with when we're working with people is how is this person not in the state they need to be in? You know, how are they stopping themselves? And there's a responsibility for all of us to say, well, how am I blocking the state that I want? How am I blocking that? And as soon as you realize that it's you that's doing it, then that empowers you to change it, because it can be changed easily. And that's the beauty of this, isn't it? The work that we do is that any state can be changed. It's just it's something we're thinking, or something we're holding some sort of trauma in our bodies somewhere, or we're stealing ourselves and we're reacting in ways that aren't beneficial to us and to people around us. And so how can we change that state to something more resourceful for us? How can we open ourselves to that flow, to that better vibration, to whatever that is? And I think the other thing I'd like to touch on is the fact that there's no good and bad. I think it's a bit like Lena was saying just now. I wouldn't judge it as that, because it's all you. And every part of you, no matter how much you may hate that part of you and how much your voice inside may be criticizing you, and you may hate that voice, they're all trying to help you in some way. They're all trying to get you back to that state where you can get into this maximum state of flow and just allowing this energy to be, and then being at your best for that day, and being the best person, or maybe better than you were yesterday, is enough to hope for. And just those little steps, like we were saying, just take those little steps. And what's the step I can do to be better than I was yesterday? You know, what more can I do? And how can, if I'm in this state of a low energy where it's not welcome, when I don't want to feel this way, then how do I raise myself up? And then for each of us, we all have our favorite ways, and we all know what they are. And sometimes it's hard to even think, oh, can I really be asked? Like, you know, do I put on my running shoes and go out for a run? I know I'm going to feel better when I do it, but I'm just too low to even try. So what do you do then? And then there are all these things like, just, well, okay, my first step is just put the first shoe on.
That's
like
right.
in bed. Just do that. Just put one shoe on, because if you do that, the rest follows. And motivation isn't I always say motivation is very lazy, and it takes all the glory, because actually it turns up after you've done the thing. Once you've started, then motivation comes along. But I'm not going to get off the sofa. You get off the sofa first, then motivation might get off the sofa too and come with you. And then it takes all the glory, doesn't it? Oh, I'm motivated, you know. So it's like, you have to do that little bit of work first, that tiny little thing, tiny little push for that rock to then roll down the hill. You know, that first little push has to come from you. No matter how bad you feel, you have to make that first step. And same for if someone has some sort of limiting belief, or some sort of critic in their head, or something stuck in their body somewhere, and they have to make that first step to ask for help, to reach out to somebody, and just doing that, and then everything comes from that. And so it's the first thing is knowing and recognizing you're in that state, isn't it? And that's the hard thing to do. And that's the thing that we all need to learn, is when do I know I need to put that music on? When do I know, you know, what is that state? And it's usually a feeling somewhere in your body. And once you've tuned into that, then everything just comes from that. You know, I'm feeling that tense at the back of my neck. Oh, I need to go and walk around by the sea, or ring my sister, or whatever it might be, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's recognizing when you're in that state that is unresourceful for you, that isn't helpful, and how can I then just get to that place where I know what to do. It's just making myself do that little jump, isn't it? Like as Mel Robbins says, you just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do it. you know, you count yourself down like a rocket, you know, like on the launching pad, and say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just just do it, because it sort of launches you into that. And I think that's a great little trick to do.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. Definitely. Like, I mean, so negative energy and negative vibration can make you feel foggy, like your brain foggy and worn out, just heavy, really heavy and headachy and just mood swingy and temper, and everything will just get on your nerves, you know, and out of control emotions, seeing things from like negative lights. So when you're feeling in that place, it's just recognizing that it isn't an everyday occurrence, and it's happening right now. It could be hormonal. It could be that you've, you know, had a bad energy phone call that's put you on a lower. It could be that you've been watching the telly and the media has just got into your psyche and it's just injected you with a poison. So it could be so many different reasons why you're feeling like that. And it's normal. It's so normal to have days when we do feel like that. If it goes on a longer term, you know, that's when you've got to recognize it and really think to yourself, what's the root cause of this? And then go back and discover what's that pattern that's recurring maybe throughout your life that's making you encounter this decision that you've decided to feel this way. You know, when wasn't it a problem? When weren't you in the state of depression? When weren't you in the state of headaches and mind fog and, you know, all the things that can weigh you down? So those things, you know, depression is a big black dog, and it's something that, you know, that throughout our lives, I mean, I've experienced it throughout my life a couple of times, especially to do with my health. So when my health was bad, it was a very depressing time because there was no light. There was no light at the end of the tunnel, and it just went on for months and years, you know. And the longer it went on, you know, I was using all my energy to get my positive vibration, to act as if I was well, and to carry on with my everyday activities and my job, you know, because I never let it stop me. But I was so ill, and it was really depressing. And it's only when I finally just stopped and just went, oh, I've got to sort this out. I don't want to feel like this anymore. This is enough right now. And if I don't sort it out for me, then no one's going to do it. And so I stopped and I started really healing and researching, and what can I do to make myself feel better? What is it? Finding the right specialist, getting diagnosed correctly, getting what it is that was the problem, and then slowly, step by step, you know, getting myself back to who I was. And it was a long journey, but what a learning journey too. You know, it's sent for a reason. So I'm grateful for the journey. I really am. I mean, don't get me wrong. One day I see myself as 100% well, you know, because I have Hashimoto's, and Kate, you know about this. So we have something that is autoimmune. So it's not something that just goes like that. Well, maybe it can. Don't know. Who's to say never? But from experience and research, it is a thing. It is a disability that we are we're dealing with. You're autoimmune. So how can we support our autoimmune? How can we support ourselves? What do our bodies need to feel better, basically? And the beauty is that the wealth of information is out there on the internet, you know, and we have the biggest tool ever in our hands, which is, I hate to say the word Google, but it is, you know, so we can do anything. Everything is possible. So, and another thing.
Add to that, sorry.
Yeah.
So you were talking about autoimmune. I mean, our immune system and our nervous system are completely run by the thinking, our conscious, subconscious mind. So, and we know that 95% on our best day, on our most energetic, 95% of everything that our body does is based on subconscious programming. So program yourself better, you know, work out what is it that's not running those programs very well, and then change that. And that's, you know, the work that we do, isn't it, guys? Yeah, so absolutely. It's about how am I stopping this? Because it naturally wants to heal itself, the body does. I mean, the autoimmune is your body is attacking itself. Why is it doing that? You know, what's driving that? And so, yeah, I have Hashimoto's. So, and that's It's just that my immune system just happens to be attacking my thyroid. For some people, it's attacking their pancreas, and they're called diabetics. For some people, it's attacking their nervous system, and for them, it's called multiple sclerosis. Whatever it is, it's just your immune system is attacking a part of you. So in some way, my body's rejecting itself, or I'm rejecting myself in some way. And for me, it's going to my throat. So what is it that I'm not saying? What is it that I'm not expressing? Because my body is trying to stop me saying something. Yeah. What is that? So looking into that. And so all the work that I've done on myself, especially since I got this sort of diagnosis that my antibodies are high to my thyroid, then, okay, so what's going on? And I talk to my body regularly, and I know what it needs, and I give it what it needs. And a lot of that is make sure I get enough sleep, make sure I rest properly, and not just sleeping isn't rest, sleeping is healing. So resting in the day too, listening to my body, when does it need to rest and when does it need to exercise and get out there and do stuff instead of just sitting around in front of the computer all day, which I could easily do. But I need to get out there and move around. I've got to be outside and exercise. My body needs that. And
that raises your vibration.
Well, yeah, all of these things are removing these blocks to healing. So, what's stopping me heal? Not what's wrong with me, what pill should I take? For me, it's more about, well, how can I help this help itself? Because the body will heal itself. And then how am I doing this? And what's going on in my mindset? Because as we know, energy and matter are one and the same. Matter is energy. Matter is just made of atoms. So the energy we're around, the people we're around, they're affecting our health, they're affecting our cells, they're affecting everything, they're affecting our genes, the ways our genes are expressed. Our health has nothing to do with genetics. Really, it's only like a few percent, like less than 10% of our health is down to our genetics. It's not, just because your parents had something doesn't mean to say you will. It's more to do with your mindset and the way you block your healing, because your body will always try and heal itself. So it's like, what do I want? And certainly my body tells me what it needs. And when I talk to it about how long is this going to take, because I'm a bit impatient and I want to be well completely now, the word that comes up in my mind when I ask that is process. So it's telling me patience. And we were talking about patience the other day, weren't we? So it's like, just give me the space that I need to get on with it. And being impatient about it is just going to make things worse, because then that's adding stress into the body, which it doesn't want to be fighting stress. It wants to be sorting out my immune system. So
and stress is a negative vibration.
Well, it can be. It can be very helpful. Like sometimes I need stress. If somebody comes to attack me, I want to run away quickly. So I need my stress then. Or if I've got a deadline, I need a bit of stress to make me do it.
Yeah, I understand.
So, and like you were saying before, there's a gift there. Your struggle has been a gift for you. And all of our struggles have been a gift. Even like people that have had terrible childhoods, they turn it into a gift because it's made them. Like for me, I had a very depressed mother, a very anxious father. I learned to hide my emotions, hide my feelings, to shut down so as not to be a problem in the family, because there were enough. I didn't want to add any more stress in there. No. So I was this good girl, and I just sort of kept myself, under the radar kind of thing. And that led me to be super sensitive to whatever was going on around me, to the people around me. I was sensitive to my mother's mood, my father's mood, and I adjusted my behavior to make sure that they were okay and as calm and happy as possible. Yeah. And by doing that now, I'm a better therapist, because I can tune into other people really easily to them. And so I know what's happening inside of them. I don't need to ask them. I can feel it and just be with them and allow them space to be themselves and not be affected by it, because I can shut that part of me off and not be affected. So they can tell me anything traumatic, and it doesn't affect me. So they can trust me to just be themselves. Yeah. And so that's a great gift. So I had a very unhappy childhood in many ways. I was probably very depressed when I think back, most of my childhood, but it's made me a great healer now. Yeah. So, I'm happy for it. It's great. So all those things that we think in our past that are negative, well, there's always a positive slant to that too. And we talk about negative vibrations and things like that. Well, anger and being upset, they're all messages. They're all telling us something. Yeah. And so welcome them in and talk to them. as we were saying the other day, just sit beside me, have a cup of tea, okay, anger, oh, here you are, hello, well, what do you want to say?
Yeah.
So,
and be thankful for it as well. Just say thank you. Thank you to the anger for giving you that message that you need so that you can make the arrangements, and thank you for that again, and thank you again.
Yeah. Accepting it, but also letting it say what it needs to say, and then thanking it and allowing it to go as well. And
that's right.
Hold on to this stuff. That's the problem. That's when the blocks come. That's when the protection comes, isn't it? And we sort of tighten ourselves up and protect our hearts so we're not going to get hurt, and keep everyone away. And and that's blocking that connection that we know is healing, as you were this morning with your sister, or yesterday morning.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks, Kate. Awesome. Aaron, did you want to?
Yeah, it's I totally agree with Kate, what she said about healing, and every feeling has its value and significance. So we have to embrace those negative feelings, because the subconscious mind represses those so you can learn and develop, and then eventually integrates those things into your system so you can function as a whole, and there's no blockages anymore, and you're in a state of flow, as Kate mentioned. And healing occurs when you are in a state of flow and you're operating in a high vibrational frequency. It's just you notice that you sleep faster. I mean, you recover faster, recuperate faster, and you heal faster, whether it's a physical illness or mental health illness. And I think it's important to keep a curious mind. Now we're going back to curiosity again, because just to be curious about what works for me, curious about finding out what are these things that are going to work for me, because everybody's different, everybody's unique. I can't say to somebody that, oh, gratitude will work you best for you, because it may not. So it's kind of like experimenting with these different ways of raising your vibrations. What works for me? Let's try this, let's try that. And that's curiosity. And that brings about positive feelings.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Aaron.
Yeah,
Lena?
and
sorry.
Something you mentioned, Danielle, about the actual vibration. You made me realize something. I've been riding motorcycles for 25 years. Really passionate.
Yes.
And then I used to ride Japanese bikes, 4-in-line. Probably won't say much to you, but they're really smooth bikes. But Harleys were, the ultimate dream for me. And a few years ago, I got my first Harley. I mean, one and only. and I'm just ecstatic when I'm riding it, and it vibrates, it shakes because of the design of the engine. It's like I'm stopping at a stoplight and my hands are like this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm so happy, and you're riding the bike, and I didn't know what difference it made. It's a Harley or Japanese. It's the vibration, the actual.
Yeah, it's like a horse riding, or a fast car, or when you're going on a motorway and it's going dudum, dudum, dudum on the road, dudum, dudum, and it's almost hypnotic. You're getting into that kind of space where you're just at one with everything, which isn't always the best place because you've got to drive. But that vibration, that's exactly, or a roller coaster, because that's a vibration too, isn't it? It's like, all that motor vehicles, brilliant. Yeah, that's a very big source, definitely. Lena, my love, you got...
Something came to mind when Aaron was sharing experience with the vibration. I was thinking, has any one of you had a sound therapy experience?
That's exactly right.
Sound therapy is designed to work on every layer of every fiber of your body. It just goes on, and then the sound is somewhere far away, it seems, but then your gut is bouncing. You can feel it. You can feel the beat somewhere. That's a simple
amazing.
The simple thing like that shifts a lot of stuff. You don't even need to internalize or exactly know the philosophy or have the answers, or come about with a question to have an answer. Sometimes things just go by you putting yourself in a situation or a position that, like Aaron, just sit on your bike, shift.
Well,
you don't even have to know anything. You don't even need to. The body, like Kate was saying, body knows. It's so intelligent. Just our strongest vibrational tool that I can think of is our intent to be at a higher frequency. There's actually a study that proves that while you're thinking of something, if there's something measuring your body, you've actually experienced it. So if you're thinking about gym and exercising and making your muscles stronger, it works. It's not going to make you an Arnold Schwarzenegger, but your muscles are going to be stronger now than they were 10 minutes ago before you thought about your muscles being stronger.
Amazing.
It's something so simple. Our bodies are magnificent.
They are
magnificent.
You know, going back to what you were saying about sound therapy, you can actually get tuning fork therapy. And a tuning fork, which is like a metal instrument kind of thing, that you hit on something and it goes bzzz, and they can put it on, like you can feel it. They do it with like hearing tests and stuff. But there's actual healing therapy, which is tuning fork healing therapy, and they put it on different parts of your body. And also there's the bowls, the singing bowls, and the gong therapies, which are just vibrating out these frequencies, these megahertz or whatever they are.
Well, the key is for those frequencies to go, because they don't initially, when the vibration happens, you don't need to know this, but your cells are not experiencing the vibration in the same way. Some cells are taking over others, and that's where blockages are, whether you know it or you don't know it.
Wow.
The frequency makes everything in sync and pushes and unblocks, and that is what allows for energy and frequency to move freely. That is the whole purpose.
Yeah.
So there isn't one area or other area that a little bit more dense because emotions and our thoughts and our lifestyle, they make different kind of density, like different, stronger matter. So with higher vibration of sound, for example, sound just pushes until it flows everywhere. What happens with, what was that high, like that special frequency of high pitched voice sound, and the glass shatters. Why? It cannot take it any longer. It point break and you're free.
Yeah. Absolutely. We all need a bit of that. Freedom. And also energy and vibration. Animals. I'm going to put it out there to animals, because dogs and animals, they feed off vibration. They feed off your energy, the owner's energy. So if you're on a lead with the dog, and you're out and you're an anxious owner, they'll feel that. It must be a vibration that you're transmitting through the lead, or they can feel that energy around you, and that will make them nervous. So a lot of dog trainers train the owner before they train the dog, because it's coming from them. So we are such powerful sources, and animals in general, they just know that. I mean, that's how they must transmit on wave frequencies and sound. You know, animals, birds chirping to each other, going on the wind, when they all change direction at the same time. That's just incredible to me. I mean, I sit and I watch flocks of birds in the sky, and you can watch thousands of birds going across, and all of a sudden they'll just change direction, like a formation of art, and then fly completely in a different direction, like with fish, you know. And all of this is vibration and frequency and energy and flow, and like our world.
There's no bang, there's no crash.
No.
So that is exactly when you, what we're talking about is when you're in the flow.
Yes.
Of that vibrational frequency. That means you are always here right now. Then you're aware, so you move with the flock. That's where we're going. Yeah. That is our optimal state. to be able to move, and there will never be collision if you are always present. It's impossible.
It's amazing, isn't it? Our universe is flipping incredible. It just knows. And that's the thing. The more we listen to it, the more we're silent and listen to what is around us and the vibration, and listen to ourselves and our bodies, the louder everything comes, all the answers. They're just given to us. So I just think we are magic. We're part of magic.
Have you ever thought about, when you mentioned animals, have you ever thought how come a dog knows sit and all the languages you use?
It's true.
What is that?
It's the energy.
That brings us to our internal language and NLP, the language you use. They do not know the word. The word is a vibrational. It doesn't matter actually what the word sounds in any language. The dog knows to sit, and I can speak to a French dog and it will sit.
Yeah.
And say it in English, it will sit, because they do it. And I've tried it because I find it fascinating. They do, and it is the vibrational frequency that the animals are so in tune, which is where our cognitive mind doesn't allow. Just because we think we know so much, which, we block ourselves from actually letting our feelers be all around us all at once, and then really feel and be in tune with that vibrational frequency. If a dog can sit in any language, surely we can be happy and good people, or whatever we choose to tell ourselves, because that's what happens to ourselves, if there is a picture or changing the magnetic field, when the words go through your mind, that creates, every single cell of your body is affected exactly to that vibrational frequency. And that's okay if that's what you want, if it is the vibrational frequency you want to be in. So you can be with the people you like, or you can be at the job you like, or have the relationship you want, or attract the money that you desire. But if it is a vibrational frequency that always a collision head on, then there's something there.
Absolutely. And animals always know if you're ill, or if you're not feeling well, or if you're just unhappy. There's something, just, when my grandma was ill, like very ill, bless her, she had something wrong with her heart, but it affected her feet. And the dog used to sit and just lick her legs and her feet for hours, trying to heal her, because they're antiseptic, their tongues. So that's what they did. They just knew. I mean, it's an incredible thing, really. Like the connection between nature and ourselves, because we are one. So if we are one, then we are the same energy. And then if we are the same energy, then we can tune into any vibration that we need to be on that energy with everything else. So it's like turning a radio station. Just tune that radio station into a different channel, different frequency, and you'll attract all of those things. So very, very clever. I love it. Did anyone else want to say anything? Kate, did you want to say anything, or are you okay?
I think when I was thinking that, there was just one thing that really came to me when you talk about vibration and the moving and everything else. That when you want to comfort somebody, you just rub them on the back, don't you? Which you would do to a baby, isn't it, as well? Yeah. But you would rub them on the back, and they say that's because, I mean, we have a lot of energy in our hands. But a lot of people use putting on hands and everything else, and by just rubbing someone's back, you are connecting with their heart, because the heart is closest to the back than the front. So when you're actually touching their heart and just rubbing their heart, and I thought it was just a lovely image. And I found that if I'm feeling unsafe or alone or whatever, and if you just bring to mind somebody that you love just rubbing your back, and just imagine them doing that immediately makes me feel more comforted and more secure. It's just like it's a beautiful little tip that I heard the other day, and I've used it and it works brilliantly for me. So it's just imagining somebody, if you can't actually have someone actually do it for you, then just to know that if someone needs support, then we just know to do it, don't we? We all do that.
Yes, we do.
Why? But we do it.
That's really interesting.
And that is something we can do with gloves now. We don't need Corona time while we're not hugging. Mine, at least there's something we can do. Yes.
Oh gosh, normality. Is this normal? Is this not? Talking of normality, is my child over there. He's just coming in. Hold on, we're nearly at the end now. I'm going to let him say hello.
Hello. Hi, Ethan.
Hello.
We are live at the moment, so yeah, he's just run away. Oh, he has to come in. There's the vibration. I dragged him in. I was talking about a fortnight. That's what it was. Oh, guys, thank you. Well, I mean, I think we could probably wrap up. And I've got a couple of quotes that I found that are just brilliant. Hold on. So let me just see if I can find them. Oh, it's another thing, actually. This is a quote by a Kate McGahan. Kate McGahan, I can't say. I'll write it in the comments. And it's goosebumps are the tangible evidence of vibrational presence. If you have goosebumps, you know that it must be true. Goosebumps are like truth detector machines. I thought that's really, really interesting, because I get that whenever I ask for guidance or ask the universe for help, or they say, please, can you attract this, or whatever it is, whatever I ask for, I get, that's my yes. And I get shivers all the way up and down, like goosebumps all the way down. And I read that and I thought, oh, that makes sense now.
I get that too. I get, if I feel like that flow that we were talking about before, that flow of energy is just the goosebumps up and down my spine. You know, if somebody says something or whatever, and I just feel that connection with them, then I immediately get that up and down. And if somebody's not being very authentic around me, I don't get that feeling.
Yeah. Oh, you can feel that though, mine, can't you? You can feel people's energy just go way before that they do. And always trust your gut, because we're never wrong with that, with those feelings, and because we're picking up those vibrations, we can do that. We're kind of tuned into that frequency, so we can pick up if it's good or needs some work to get good. But yeah, so firstly, I just want to say thank you to everybody for being with me today. Absolutely, yet again, time flies, and I just loved every second of it. I really did. I knew vibration was always going to be an amazing one, because that is just what I'm about, like vibration and love and passion and happiness and just everything good. So thanks everyone, and everybody that's watching. I'm going to put everybody's comments, everyone's details are all going to be in the listing, so please do contact us if there's anything we can discuss further with us, you know, if we can help you in any way. We'll be more than happy to talk and to listen to you. We're always here, so just contact us through the links. And I'm going to end with a quote from Abraham Hicks, the incredible Abraham Hicks. Everything that is the result of vibration. And if you don't like the result, change the vibration. That's all. But how do I change a vibration? Think differently. Well, how do I think differently? That's the way I've always thought. Well, start paying attention to how the thoughts feel instead of the content of the thought. Yes, Abraham Hicks, legend. He is an incredible man. So on that note, everybody out there, have a wonderful, blessed weekend. And yeah, raise your vibration, be the light, and join us next time for another Therapy Talks. I hope you found some value in this. Please share this video, like, subscribe, and join all of our channels. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you all again. Big kisses from us.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank
bye.
you.
Let's just stop live stream. And
Yay.
yay! Thank you all. Thank you. From my heart.
Lovely session
Thank
again.
you too.
It was amazing, because we covered so many topics.
Danielle.
Yeah, I know. Kate, I love you.
Yeah, I've got to go.
Love you, Kate.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Kate. Oh, such a sweetheart. She's so lovely, isn't she? I'm so grateful that I love you all.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
That was
I don't know when I'm going to be able to join. I'm still kind of waiting to be able to open my shop. So I've been busy trying to prep it.
Bless you. I'm so grateful that you're with me today. Honestly, like all of us. It's
Yeah.
just, that's what this is
We'll keep in
about,
touch.
that connection.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Just if you're free on a Friday, then please just text me.
Are you doing still Tuesday or
No,
just Friday now?
just
Yeah.
Friday, because just everybody's time is getting. And the thing
Yes,
is,
people are not locked down anymore, are they?
no,
So
but this is
suddenly-
exactly it. And
Yes.
the thing is, it's more. This happens to stop.